What's about to go down here?
My goal was to get this far in Hollywood and still have a virgin asshole. And never have sucked a penis. That was my only goal. I didn't want to get with a white woman because I was scared she might have me running down the street like Jonathan Majors.
There you go. See, come on, cat.
Not because I didn't like white women. I think white women are as great as any other women. But I'm not gonna act like I'm not scared of them. I have a reason to be scared. You could be Kang the Conqueror, and they could take your rabbit ass down in 2 weekends. And that's the truth of the matter. So I stayed away from that.
You see Jonathan Majors, what he went.
That's the very first warning, and then we'll take a look at the second warning Uncle Shay got. And that's from Monique.
36-year-old girl. This is your auntie talking to you. Take your ass and get your old bitch out there that can love you old. You're trying to hang out with these young bitches and you can't do it, Shannon. You just can't do it.
Told you. I told you. I told you.
Let's roll that back again.
26-year. You don't need no 26-year-old girl. You don't need no 36-year-old girl. This is your auntie talking to you. Take your ass and get your old bitch out there that can love you old. You're trying to hang out with these young bitches and you can't do it, Shannon. You just can't do it.
Told you.
All right, if only he had listened, right? If only Uncle Shay had listened. She had two wise people, you know, talking to him, talking wisdom into him. But, you know, no man is greater than his habit. You all can see that at this point. So let's look at the final video that I want to play at the very intro before we deep dive into this detailed session, because this is a very detailed session. So, and we're going to be doing a deep dive into it, but let's listen to this one.
I want to speak to you directly. And I want to speak to you directly and from the heart. This is a shakedown. I'm going to be open, transparent, and defend myself because this isn't right. This is all being orchestrated by Tony Busby, who has targeted Jay-Z. Tony Busby targets black men, and I believe he's going to release a 30-second clip of a sex tape that tries to make me look guilty and play into every stereotype you could possibly imagine. That video should actually be 10 minutes or so. Hey, Tony, instead of releasing your edit, put the whole video out. I don't have it, or I would myself. You know what happened, and you're trying to manipulate the media. The encounter in question took place during the day at her invitation, and now that appears to be a deliberate setup, coordinated by Gabby, also known as Carly on OnlyFans. Gabby and Tony Busby want $50 million. What they're getting is sued for defamation and trying to take me down. My career is all about real talk and honesty. I know my family and fans know exactly what this is about. And I'm going to be out there telling you whatever I need to say, just like I always do. I love all you guys. Thanks. To my family, friends, supporters, and colleagues, I want to speak to you directly.
This is a shakedown, right? All right, so let's get back to business. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to my channel. My name is Dapo Ibrahim, and we'll be talking about the Shannon Shay controversy. This is going to be a deep dive into what's going on. I believe at this point we all know who Shannon Shay is. We're here for the nitbit of what's going on today, because like I said, we'll be doing a core deep dive into all these things. So, who is Shannon Shay? And who is Gabriella? But before we even go into all that stuff, all that good stuff, I want you all to ask yourself a question. Okay, could it be that we are witnessing the tearing down of another black man? Could that be the scenario? Could this be that Shannon Shay is guilty and is trying to manipulate the media by himself? Or could it be that Tony Busby is just this dude that targets black men? right? Because at this point, we don't know, right? At this point, we don't know. A lot of these things are just speculation. However, something that we should also consider is you got to be careful with who you deal with these days, right? You got to be careful with the text messages you send out to people. You got to be careful with, like, for me, if someone is so comfortable exposing their nudity online and selling it for money, I am so leery of people like that. Like, I can't even imagine why guys go after women who prostitute themselves for whatever, for money, for fame, or for whatever. Like, for the life of me, I just can't understand. I mean, fine, physically maybe the attraction, but how about the moralistic, ideology behind the things that you do? So I'm not here to tell you, about the moralistic whatever. You all own your own life and you could do whatever you want with it. I'm just like, I just don't understand why people do these things. All right, Shannon Sharpie, the full breakdown. That's what we'll be looking into today. Like, what's all those things that's been, transpiring and going on online? It's so many things. And they're all kind of like interwoven because it just doesn't sit between Shannon Sharpie, who is this big black guy, and the teenager he met online via DM. It goes way beyond that, and this is one of those things. That's why I played the Cat Williams video, because you always see all those traces before they eventually happen. Right, you see everything, you see all the traits, and then all of a sudden this happens. So who's Shannon Sharpie, right? The background. We already know he's an NFL Hall of Famer. Born in Chicago, raised in Georgia. He excelled at Savannah State University, where his football prowess emerged, leading to his selection as a 7th round pick in the 1990 NFL draft. Amazing career. And this is all his achievements so far. I'm putting all this out there because the more information you have, the better you are at making informed decisions. And like I said, I'm not here to tell you to decide on anything. I'm just here to put things out there so you see exactly what's going on and you could make your own informed decision. Because if you go online, like even from the shakedown video that Shannon released, right? From the shakedown video, you see a lot of comments. And the thing is, when you are succeeding as a person, white, black, Mexican, Spanish, it don't matter. As you are succeeding as a person, you have friends and enemies. Now, if you are so successful, the enemies don't come out, the haters don't come out. They are all secret haters. Now, as soon as something like this happens, whereby there's a defamation on your name or something, or there's an allegation against you, you see the haters start saying something like, oh, I've been suspecting him for a while. Oh, I don't really think it's the person that he claims to be. Oh, I don't say this. And all of a sudden, all the haters just start coming because they can finally see a thread to grasp on. So, Shannon Sharpie has a tremendous, remarkable achievement. We've seen everything before him, his NFL career, CBS Sports, FS1, Undisputed, and then podcast Shay, and then Vara. These are all the aspects that we're going to be, diving into. So his transition, he already started from NFL, but then he transitioned later on in his life to becoming a media personality, right? Transition to CBS Sport post-retirement, showcasing analytical skills and engaging personality. And it's eventually had a tremendous impact on the culture. He became a cultural icon through Undisputed, blending sport commentary with social issues and entertainment. And He's gained so much fame on social media with memorable quotes and animated expressions, memorable quotes, Lakers in 5, and a whole bunch of other stuff. Animated expressions is larger than life. So all these things works together for him to become who he is and this icon that he is. Enhancing his public persona and with all this viral sensation movement, there was this time when he was on Instagram live and he broadcasted explicit audios that led to widespread public scrutiny and discussions about privacy and accountability for public figure in digital age. And that's something that we've always been looking into, because you see all this leaked sex tape of celebrities, leaked nude and all this kind of stuff. So it led to like this talk about it on a very broad spectrum. And he came out and he publicly apologized for that, right? And he claimed that it was a hacking on his phone, and that he was met with doubts due to the explicit nature of the broadcast, raising questions about accountability in social media use. And he retracted the hacking claim later on and expressed that he's embarrassed and disappointed. That was the very first thing that he had after he blew up on YouTube, with his Club Shay Shay podcast. So he retracted the claim and then expressed embarrassment and disappointment, which shifted the public perception and sparked a discussion about his professional future, right? And also, while he was on Club Shay Shay, from the very first video that I shared, we had Cat Williams warning him about the snow bunnies, and also Auntie Monique, right? Warning him and telling him, listen, you don't need no teenager, no 26-year-old, no 36-year-old. You need a good woman that would stick by you. And all these things are like warning, subconscious warning. And all of a sudden, boom, the house of cards is falling. And now you see the 19-year-old lady all of a sudden wants to sue him for this ludicrous amount of money. By the way, it's a lawsuit. It's not like a crime. It's an allegation. So it's not like a criminal thing. So it's for it's a liability thing. And when they start from that kind of ludicrous amounts, it's so they know that they won't get the 50 million, and then eventually they will come down to whatever. But his social media influence and viral moment exemplify the power of social media, shaping public perception and sparking discussions on privacy and celebrity culture in contemporary society. And notable interviews on his podcast with celebrities like Monique and Cat Williams have significantly contributed to Sharpe's cultural relevance, because I remember when that Cat Williams video came out, and it's still something that people are still going back to. It's like going on a few years now, and people still go back to it. Like even myself, after when I saw the allegation, I went back and I watched the whole thing. The video is such a masterpiece that it's almost bringing back, long attention span, because a lot of people keep telling me, I don't have this attention span anymore, and it's doing that. And also the legal and ethical implications, all right, the scrutiny surrounding Shannon Sharpe's relationship with Gabriella Zuniga underscores the complexities of consent and reputation management in the digital age. By the way, Gabriella Zuniga is the 21-year-old lady or 22-year-old lady accusing him of choking him and of choking her and sexual assault and those things. So what's his relationship with Gabriella, right? Their initial contact happened via social media when Shannon DM'd Gabriella and making notable intersection of sports and adult entertainment. So he sent a DM, and things started up from there, and everything just escalated real quick. Okay, their conversations quickly became intimate, involving the exchange of provocative messages and private content. Now, this is why I said you have to be careful with the things you send out to people, the things that you text people, because you never know when any of those things will backfire. You never know. Things can backfire anytime. Okay, you never know when any of those things can backfire. So you have to be extremely careful with what you're sending out to people. Always think about it this way: whenever you're interacting with someone you don't fully know, even when you fully know them, anything can still happen, and every single text message all of a sudden becomes evidence in a lawsuit. So you gotta be careful what you're texting people. And the thing that's this lady, what they're going back and forth, and this is kind of crazy, because I remember I used to have this lady, and she would text me some explicit content. Explicit text messages. But what she will do is she will do it under a different persona, under a different, cell phone number. So now it's never going to go back to her, because it's just like something, So that was where I learned that from personally, that if you want to do anything like that, make sure it's like, just like you're role playing. But you don't want to put yourself in a position where now in the future you have to start defending yourself, from things like this. Because one of the battles that's the hardest to fight for a guy is the battle with someone that you really care about. If it's someone you don't care about, you can easily go out there and do what you have to do. But if you care about a person, it becomes a very sensitive battle for you. Shannon's decision to share their exchange publicly raised questions about consent and implication, in the public eye. So this is just like a timeline of when they met, when they started their conversation. So they initiated the conversation through Instagram, and then the tone exchanged and shifted more to more intimate content, and over 100 messages were exchanged, showcasing a deep emotional and physical connection between them. So also, Shannon publicly shared screenshots of their conversation, emphasizing the consensual behavior or the consensual nature of their interaction. And Gabriella sent additional explicit content, further illustrating progression in their relationship. And then the legal allegations eventually emerged. That was recently, a few days ago. Now, the crazy thing is, I've been looking online for that audio, but I couldn't find it. I believe it's I don't know, for some reason they're taking it down. But I couldn't find the audio. But I listened to the audio. It was like, yeah, I'm gonna choke you. No, I don't want to be choked. Yeah, I'm gonna choke you. And the truth is, there are women out there who like being choked. I'm not even making this up. There are women out there who like being choked. And in this day and age, where things are extremely sensitive, where everyone is extremely sensitive, I know that someone of Shannon's caliber, fame, wouldn't just say something like that if he believes that the lady's not into it. Because I've seen separate videos of Shannon saying, oh, I like, even when I go into my hotel room, I don't like ladies, coming to attend to him. If, like he once said it, that if he's going in an elevator and there's a lady there, he would step out of it because he doesn't want to be in an elevator with a lady by herself. Like, there's so many things. So for him to have this kind of conversation, the explicit one, it's because it's been happening, and it's almost like a mutual agreement between the two of them. Now, people are saying, oh yeah, she's too young because, he met the lady when she was 19 and she's an OnlyFans. But, if you're an OnlyFans, the age consent on OnlyFans is 18. So legally, I don't see anything wrong with that. But fine, human, morally, they'll be like, oh, she's young. Because I think Shannon also has a daughter that's much more older than 19 years old. So in people's eyes, you know, it's going to be crazy. But when we're talking about legal stuff, it was within the consensual age. So legally, there's really nothing wrong. Now, the whole case, that's something else that we're going to talk about. Right? The public perception and media coverage. The pervasive nature of social media has amplified public scrutiny of Shannon Sharpe, with platforms serving as both catalysts for support and criticism, ultimately shaping the narrative surrounding his controversies and relationship with Gabriella Zuniga, aka I think Carly, on OnlyFans. So what's the implication of their relationship? Okay. The relationship underscores the complexity of consent in digital communication, highlighting risk of misunderstanding and privacy violation in celebrity interactions on social media platforms. And the second thing is the legal disputes stemming from their relationship pose significant threat to Shannon's professional credibility. Why Zuniga navigates the duality of fame, the public scrutiny. Why Zuniga navigates the duality of fame and public scrutiny as an OnlyFans model. So that's the implication. It's just kind of like, you know, it's like it's duality in nature, because it's both, you get support and then you get criticized. And also the lady can use this to like catapult herself, you know, into fame. We've seen a lot of women use this kind of story and just blow up and then they become celebrity, which is kind of like weird to me, because the thing that we promote and make famous in this day and age, it's scary to me. But let's take a look at the letter and read the letter. Okay, so this is the letter, and this, no, not the letter, this is the text messages between them that was released by Shannon Sharpe. It said, I want you to, oh no, this is Gabriella saying that now. I want you to put a dog collar around my neck and choke me with it while you're fucking me. Jesus. Gabriella in a text message to Shannon Sharpe. This was on October 7, 2023. And then she also said, I know you miss this big juicy, I know you miss this big juicy 25K for a chick. First and foremost, there is not a chick that's worth 25K each, like 25K for a chick now. Now you're wilding now, like you're wilding for real. This lawsuit filed by Gabriella Zuniga and orchestrated by her attorney, Tony Busby. Who's this Tony Busby? This is the Tony Busby. I have it here. In case you all don't know who he is, this is Tony Busby. There are thousands of nameless figures in the field, blah, blah, blah. Busby is a leader in his field and a professional attorney of the year. He was also the same person that went after Jay-Z and Diddy and so many people. And it's almost like what they do is they target successful black celebrities. If you're making the bag, if you want to rise to fame, fine, they'll let you rise to fame. And if you remember what he said, Cat Williams, he said, it comes with a condition that this thing we're giving you, we can take it away from you any moment. Any moment. So I'm not going to waste time on this Tony Busby, but let's go back to what we're doing. Oh, the letter. All right. This lawsuit filed by Gabriella Zuniga and orchestrated by her attorney Tony Busby is a blatant and cynical attempt to shake down Mr. Sharpe for millions of dollars. It is filed with lies, distortion, and misrepresentation, and it will not succeed. In an effort to extract a large financial settlement, Ms. Zuniga presented Mr. Sharpe with a secretly recorded video of a consensual sexual encounter. We believe the video has been heavily edited and taken entirely out of context. And that is possible because we live in the AI deepfake day and age. Anything is possible, but I'm not saying that's the case now. Crafted to falsely portray a consensual act as a non-consensual, Ms. Zuniga has refused to provide a copy of the full unedited version of the recording to Mr. Sharpe's legal team. Like, the question that's coming to my mind now is, where is Ms. Zuniga's parent in all of this? Like, what's her parent saying? Like, I'm really interested in what her parent has to say. To set the record straight, we are releasing several of Ms. Zuniga's own explicit text messages to Mr. Sharpe that clearly indicate the nature of their relationship was consensual and sexual in nature, and in many cases initiated by her with specific and graphic requests. And this is something that most of the OnlyFans models do, right? When you go into OnlyFans, they just kind of like bombard you with like sexually explicit text messages. It's all over OnlyFans. And it's like they have to like lure you in and make you think like you could do almost anything. You could like bring all your sexual fantasies to life with them. And people have deep, dark sexual fantasies. So their job is to let you think it's okay. You could do it with them. And they do anything. Like if you go to the strip club, there are dozens of physically, you know, I'd say good-looking women stripping, right? And they will come to a regular dude that in the light of the day, like in the regular, you know, in the light of day, they will never even look at this dude. But once you're in that club setting, they will just come and be like, "You buy me a drink? You want a lap dance? You want this?" But on a regular day like this, they would never do that. They won't even look at you, right? So that's what this kind of conversation is. She's out there, she's on OnlyFans, she's selling her coochie and whatever it is that she's selling. In fact, she's selling a chick. 25K for one chick. But whatever it is that she's selling, she has to make things as explicit as possible. And for Shannon to show that he's interested, he is matching the market thing. Just so this is like a consensual thing. And I'm not saying maybe that's the case, because there are people who are actually being assaulted in real life or being choked in real life. But if this is what you are and this is what you do, it's kind of like questionable. Like it's raising question, right? So in many cases, initiated with her by her with specific and graphic requests. Contrary to the allegations she makes in the lawsuit, consensual sex continued until January 2nd, 2025, the day after she asked for $25,000 paycheck, as quoted above from the text message to Mr. Sharpe. There are other examples of text from Ms. Zuniga's exam. Man, I want this to keep going because she's coming up with a video, choke me, and he's coming out with text messages. Let's just see how far these people. Let's see who's willing to go the farthest. Let's see who's willing to go the farthest. Look at the comment here. 25K for each chick is insane. Not gonna lie, this is a bit much to read at 3 p.m. on the Monday, but I understand. 25K for each. I'll just nibble on the ear. Well, her last name is Su. Her last name is Zuniga. I'm not so surprised. Miss Zuniga, that's the name now. Miss Zuniga. Say Unc, I know everything is going to be all good, but dog collar around the neck. Say it, man. That's what I'm saying. Like, there are ladies who really want this thing. The real Bellamy. Unc, it's time to find you a Miss Deborah with a 27-piece wig who don't do nothing but go to church, watch Beyond the Gates, and go on daily walks in the mall. I need an STD test just reading this. So many memes from this. Unc, better trademark 25K per chick. Bro, what did we just read? That's insane. Yeah, that's insane. But you get the whole gist. So you gotta be careful out there. You got to be careful, especially if you're like a young man, a young black man who's on the upward trajectory with your life, and you know that you're going to make something out of your life. Start acting like you know that you make something out of your life, because someone will come for you. All right? Someone will come for you. They only come for you when you're successful. If you end up becoming a bum ass and you're like begging for money by the train station and you're stinking, no one is coming for you because you're already stinking. But if you're on that upward trajectory and then you become like he was gonna sign $100 million deal, and this came up the next day. So they just went from $100 million deal to like, I want half of the deal you're signing. That's cold. Like, that's super cold. You know? That's cold. So we're going to take a look at the legal challenges and the accusation. The overview, okay? The allegation against Shannon Sharpe highlights critical issues surrounding consent, the influence of social media on public perception, and the context of personal scandal. Now, the details of the lawsuit filed by Gabrieल्ला Zuniga. The allegation of sexual assault. Gabrieल्ला Zuniga's lawsuit includes serious claims of sexual assault, detailing incidents that allegedly occurred in both Los Angeles and Las Vegas, demanding accountability. The evidence that was presented by Zuniga's team has introduced a voice recording purportedly featuring Shannon Sharpe, which allegedly contains threats of physical violence and intensifying the lawsuit's gravity. In fact, let's look at this audio. We're on YouTube. I'm sure we could find this audio.
You're coming to LA tomorrow?
Yes.
Well, I don't know why you want to go out.
Don't worry about it, Daddy.
Well, okay.
Okay, what?
Well, I'm not really interested in getting choked, so I guess we're going.
I might choke you in public. Big black guy chose small white woman.
It's not a good look, Shannon.
Not a good look that you did what they think you did to me.
You're coming to LA tomorrow?
Yes.
Yeah, this is the...
Well, I don't know why you want to go out.
Don't worry about it, Daddy.
Well, okay.
Okay, what?
Well, I'm not really interested in getting choked, so I guess we're going.
Yeah. I might choke you in public. Big black guy chose small white woman.
You're coming to LA tomorrow?
Yes.
Well, I don't know why you want to go out.
Don't worry about it, Daddy.
Big black guy chokes small white woman. This is meme worthy. Like, this is going to become, if he eventually, wins the case, or if whatever happens, this will become a meme. Now, the thing is, like I said before, there are women out there who like being choked, okay? Now, there is a specific lawsuit. Like, let's listen to this conversation over and again, okay? Let's see who initiates the choking.
You're coming to LA tomorrow?
Yes.
Okay, you're coming to LA tomorrow? Yes. Nothing indicating choking or sexual fantasy. Now, we don't know what they've been saying before you're coming to LA tomorrow, but let's see.
Well, I don't know why you want to go out.
Don't worry about it, Daddy.
Well, okay.
Okay, what?
Well, I'm not really interested in getting choked, so I guess we're going.
All right, so she is the first person to use the word choked. No, so, but the way she used the statement is like, I'm not interested in getting choked. Like, that's something that's been happening. But she was the first person to indicate the choking.
Yeah. I might choke you in public. Big black guy chokes small white woman.
You're coming to LA tomorrow?
The last part is always crazy to me because, you know, like it's almost like his goal is doubling down for like more emphasis. Like, yeah, I might choke you in public. Okay, you're the big black guy chokes small. Let's see. Don't be playing. Let me remind you. Don't be playing that games with them white. I be telling, like, I have guys who are interested in like just snow bunnies. I'm gonna tell them, like, you just make her just get scared. You're done. Okay? You just make her like just have to yell. You're done. Like they're like the most protected species of human being in the world. And now you like, even if you're not wrong, they could just twist the whole thing. But from what I'm seeing in this video, she was the first person to indicate choke. And if you're familiar with anything in the court of law and going to lawsuit, like, they look into the breakdown of all these things, because it might mean that she's doing it to trap him. You know, and that's entrapment. And entrapment is, they can easily like just disqualify the whole case of entrapment. You can't just entrap someone into doing something and then you say, oh, he's guilty, because that's entrapment. Now, if he's doing it just out of his own being, then that's different. But if this is entrapment, then, you know, the whole case will just go downhill. The whole case will go downhill. Well, however, Shannon Sharpe's legal team has addressed the whole defamation, you know, has addressed the whole claim as defamation, as Ms. Zuniga contends that Sharpe's public statement labeling her an extortionist have severely damaged her reputation. This is like a back and forth thing going on now. You said you're gonna release. You released you did a press release, and saying you will release a video, and then I sent out a text message showing. I sent out a text message in the, a screenshot of our text message indicating that it was consensual, and then you released a video of me saying that I did this, which was like almost like edited, because this video was supposed to be 10 minutes long, right? And then you're saying, oh, I'm suing you for defamation. And it's like, oh, you're suing me for defamation? I'm going to sue you for calling me an extortionist, because now my public image is damaged and reputation. This is all like going back and forth. That's why, gentlemen, it's good for you to know the law, okay? Grab the Constitution and study it. All right, take a crash course in civil law, criminal law, tort law, real estate law. Just take a crash course. It's easy. It's all over the place. and you just educate yourself and know all those things, because if you don't, just like the Bible says, my people perish for lack of knowledge. You don't want to be that. So Shannon Sharpe's response and defense is denial of allegations. Sharpe asserts that the claim of sexual assaults are unfounded and financially motivated. It's a shakedown. Consensual communication. Legal team present evidence of mutual consent in interaction with Ms. Zuniga, challenging her narrative and public image impact. Ongoing legal issue threaten Sharpe's reputation, careers, and complicating public perception of his legacy. The impact on his career. So Stephen A. Smith did a video recently about him exiting ESPN until pending investigation. And there's this thing about company, like, because he's a very popular guy. He has so many brand deals, so many people that have signed him, and so many things, revolving all those things. And all these companies, the moment you have something like this, they all just want to disassociate from you, because they have things at risk. Their brand is at risk, their company name is at risk, their company reputation is at risk. So everyone just steps back, including ESPN, right? So the controversy's professional consequence has led to a significant reevaluation of Shannon Sharpe's career, impacting his reputation and future opportunities in sports media. Sharpe's incidents have altered public sentiment, with mixed reactions that challenge his role as a mentor and authority in sports journalism. And his career is currently at a crossroad with ESPN as investigations continue. Shannon Sharpe's temporary departure from ESPN highlights the precarious state of his career, leaving his legacy uncertain amidst ongoing challenges. That's tough. That's tough, because now we're in the day and age where if you do something that a company you don't, that the company you work with doesn't like, they just hit your pocket straight up. That's what they do. Now, with the ongoing legal precedents, the lawsuit details, the lawsuit details, it's a $50 million lawsuit, of sexual assault and battering, with key incidents occurring in Los Angeles and Las Vegas during 2024 and 2025. Shannon Sharpe's defense and reaction. Shannon Sharpe's legal team claims the lawsuit is a financial extortion attempt, while he temporarily steps away from ESPN amongst ongoing investigation. Now, the future prospects in media and sports. Reputation recovery strategies. Implementing effective public relation campaign can help Shannon Sharpe rebuild trust and credibility in the media landscape. All right. Industry, and I put this there on purpose because this thing can either be what makes him come back stronger or eventually destroys him. And if you can make it through this and come out innocent and justify himself and prove that this is all just a money grab and a shakedown, it will become a much more solidified icon within the Black community or within the culture itself. Industry accountability trend. The increasing demand for ethical standards in media may necessitate Sharpe's rebranding to align with evolving audience expectation and the legal outcome impact. The resolution of ongoing legal issues will significantly influence Shannon Sharpe's future opportunities and standing with the sports media industry. This is just my observation. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section. What do you think his future holds, as this thing keeps progressing? Do you all think Miss Zuniga, they're doing this for extortion, for money grab? Do you think they just or do you think he actually did violate this lady, sexually assaulted her, and the whole video, the whole audio thing, the choking, you think it's like, what do you think? I just want to know your thoughts in the comment section, by the way. The broader implications that we're looking at also is the impact on public figures. This case exemplified, because if you remember the case of there's so many cases like that that's happened, right? Johnny Depp, Megan Thee Stallion, Jonathan Majors, so many cases like that. That's when they're going on like that, we tend to just look into them and pay key attention to them, because not just because they are just cases, but because the success and the failure and whatever comes out from those cases has deep impact on our culture. If for example, during the Johnny Depp and Amber Heard case, right? Everyone was going for, okay, Johnny Depp, Amber Heard, we just want the truth to surface, and we want the right person to win the case. We want the right person to win the give me a second, please. We just want the right person to win the case, right? And it's not, we don't want a constitution that would just promote that this person is right because he's a man, this person is right because she's a woman. We want the truth to stand, because that's the so-called the rule of law. If we're living in a society, if we're living in a society where the standard is believe all women, don't look at no evidence. If a woman says someone assaults me, just throw them in jail. We are going into the abyss. That's what we're going into. So we want a culture where the rule of law is the standard, where the Constitution is the standard, where doing the right thing is the standard, where coming out with the truth is the standard. Not because I'm a woman, let's all just gather. And that was one of the reasons why they got really creative during the Amber Heard Johnny Depp case, because when Johnny Depp won the case, I noticed there were a lot of ladies. They're like, no, it's because he's a man. It's because he's a man. And then Amber Heard, instead of saying, oh no, you didn't have enough evidence. No, it's because I'm a woman and the constitution, the government favors man. It's misogyny. It's none of those things. Okay, we want the right person to win. We want truth to prevail. We want the rule of law to be the rule of law, to be the standard by which we hold everything accountable in our society. And that's why we pay key attention, on these cases. That's why we look into these cases, because we're not just looking at them because, we just want to look at them. We're looking at them because, wait, if we see someone being treated like this, that means if they're not following Constitution, that means I don't have a chance. But if they're following Constitution and doing the right thing, at least you'll be like, okay, if I do what is right, maybe I have a chance. So the broader implication of the case is, the first one is the impact on public figures. The case exemplifies the heightened scrutiny public figures face, emphasizing the need for accountability and ethical behavior in celebrity culture. Okay. The second broader implication that I notice is the consent and gender discourse. Now, this situation ignites critical discussion on consent, power dynamics, and societal expectations, particularly regarding male figures in celebrity context. And now the final broader implication is the social media dynamics. The incident illustrates how social media can rapidly alter public perception. That is true, raising concerns about privacy and and the consequences of digital interaction. Now, if you notice, okay, most dudes just think about, oh, let me just DM this girl. When they DM the girl is like, oh, what's this guy DMing me? She takes a screenshot, posts it in a group chat. That's it. It's no longer between you and the girl. Like, it's now between you and the group chat. Most guys don't even think about this. Like, that's why you just want to maintain your privacy. And even if you like someone, like, DMing someone is a no. Approach them in person. You get the no right there, or you get the pass right there, or whatever it is that you get. At least you know it in the moment. You feel it in the moment, and you progress in the moment. If it's a green light, fine. If it's a red light, just back out and move on, go about your day. There's so many things, right? So many things. Now we're going to look at the cultural and future implications. All right. The role of social media in modern scandal. The role social media plays in modern scandal. The rapid information dissemination. Social media accelerates the spread of information, often leading to immediate public reaction that can significantly alter the reputation of those involved in scandals. All right. And then the amplification of personal narrative. Platforms enable individuals to share their experiences widely, influencing societal discussion on critical issues such as consent and power dynamics in relationship. And we're seeing these two key things play right in front of our eyes. Now, the impact on celebrity culture and public trust. Okay, strength and brand loyalty. Celebrities can leverage their established fan base to recover from scandals. If they play it right, if they're being truthful, if they're being honest, their fans can tell if they're being honest. And sometimes the fans don't really care, especially if they're a fan. If they're fans, they don't care whether it's true or not. They just stand behind the person. One of the things I would say is never worship a celebrity, okay? Else you will never know when you've been lied to. Just see them as regular people, respect their work, respect their art, love it, but always have that distance between your personal, you being taking things personal and you critically analyzing things. Weakness in reputation and management. Public figures often struggle to control narrative in the age of social media. And opportunity in for transparency. The increased demand for authenticity can lead to more honest celebrity interactions, and then the threat of cancel culture. Rapid public backlash can result in permanent danger of celebrities' career and image. Because, like I said, we live in that day and age where your pockets can easily be hit. Okay, you could, like, YouTube can look at this video now and say, oh, this video is against a boom. The point is, we live in a place where people feel like they have a say over your income, right? They have a say over whether or not you make money. They can go online and start posting things and block your source of livelihood and block your money source. And that's scary, to know that, okay, you're over here, you're doing your best, and someone just doesn't like it, and boom, they can take food out of your mouth. That's not the kind of world we want to live in. So the future prospect for Shannon Sharpie, that's what we can see here. The future prospect. What do you guys think will be the future prospect for Shannon Sharpie? What do you think are the future prospect for his career path? The resolution of legal disputes will significantly shape both Shannon Sharpe's and Gabriella Zuniga's professional trajectory, influencing their public images and potential opportunities in media advocacy. That's what I think. That's my thoughts in general. Like I said, let me know what you guys think. This is a very brief session. Even though it's detailed and it kind of like took longer than I projected. I actually had more material prepared, but I was like, okay, let me just condense it because I know a lot. I don't want to over provide you with bombard you with too much information. Let me know your thoughts in general about this whole thing. Let me know what you guys think about it. Let me know what you guys think is the future prospects for Shannon and Gabriella Zuniga. Let me know what you think. You think this is all a shakedown, like Shannon said, or do you think it's been genuine? Do you think he genuinely sexually assaulted and choked her? Do you think the whole conversation thing was from a consensual, pivotal standpoint, or do you think it's a threat? I'm gonna choke you, because there's a difference between I'm gonna choke you and a big black guy chokes small white woman. There's honestly, women be doing too much sometimes. Like, women be doing too much, like all this kind of stuff. But it is what it is. All right. Once again, take it back. Thank you for coming on my channel. I appreciate you guys. If you stay to this very point of the video, big love out there to you. If you're not subscribed to this channel, make sure you subscribe to the channel. And if there's any other subject that you want me to look into and touch, or say something about, just let me know in the comment section, and I will definitely be seeing you guys in the next video. And I'll also be following through with this case and see where it leads. It's about to go down here.